the one and only Leo Biaz. Hey, Leo.
I'm excited to be back, my man. It was 9 days in Vegas. We got stuck in the desert, and we had a little hangover remix out there, man.
I wore a wig to school once, and they said no headgear was allowed.
How did
spider web
was it
tights.
Obvious that it was a wig?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I was
It was
having
a terrible
fun.
wig.
See, this is exactly why we have them on the show, and this is what makes them fun.
You're listening to KXVS, the voice of Stockton, 92.1 FM.
Do you want to relive the golden days of Stockton? Join Nate Knott on Stockton Alive every first and third Monday at 6 p.m. Tune into thevoiceofstockton.org.
Hi everyone, this is Dr. Julie Dameron, local veterinarian for over 20 years. I am so excited about my new radio show, Tales and Tips, on Tuesday morning at 10 a.m. on Facebook, YouTube, Voice of Stockton, and KXVS Radio. I will discuss relevant issues affecting animals and pet owners today, how to avoid common problems, and how to extend the quality of life for your cherished companions. As a community advocate, I will also discuss important social issues that affect our city. I plan to showcase organizations and heroes who are doing amazing things to help others. Remember to tune in every Tuesday morning at 10, starting soon.
My name is Josh, and you're listening to KXVS, the voice of Stockton, 92.1 FM. Catch us live on Facebook, YouTube, and the TuneIn app.
The views and opinions expressed in the following program do not necessarily reflect those of KXVS, the voice of Stockton, or its parents, affiliates, management, and staff.
Da 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 da, shabba da do da da da, shabba da dee da da da, shabba da dee da do da da da, shabba da dee da da da, shabba da be da do da da da, shabba da be da da da, yeah, shabba da dee da, shabba to buy is good.
The voice of Stockton and the voice of San Joaquin present Women in Business with your host, Chef Tobias Cooks.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Chef Tobias Cooks here with the voice of Stockton. Hello, you can see us here with the voice of Stockton, the voice of San Joaquin, here on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and Periscope. We are here with Women in Business. Yes, celebrating our that last month of the year. I'm so excited here to be sitting here with my next guest, also a very good friend of mine. I will go ahead and have her introduce herself, and we will get started with our conversation. But just to let you know that this conversation is about your business and how you can wrap up your 2018, and also some pointers on you to get ready for your 2019. Okay, go ahead, introduce yourself.
Hello everyone, I'm Kristen K. Wilson from Kristen K. Wilson Insurance Services.
That's it?
That's it.
That was a good introduction. You didn't give me a chance to even think of another question. just real honest.
To the point.
Yeah. It's insurance. Here we go. Just insurance. Okay. All right. Ms. Kristen, thank you for coming back. You were my first guest.
I was. Yes,
my
ma'am.
very, very first guest.
That was fun.
Yes, for Women in Business. And I wanted to have you back. Like I told you earlier, I wanted to have you back and a few other people that was very key
for my last show.
Yeah. For your last show of 2018. How about that? We still got 2019 to go through. Yes, but thank you so much. I wanted to have a few of the women in business that were on my show earlier in the year and during the year that made a huge impact. And Christine was one of them. She was my very, very first guest, Women in Business. I don't even know if I explained to you what was going on. Like, I didn't explain to you today. It was kind of like, can you come to this address at this time?
And I said, I'm there. Anything for you.
Yeah. Thank you. And that was the end of that conversation. I don't know what I get myself involved in, but you know what? Hey, we gonna go with the flow. Yes. So 2018 has come and gone. Women in Business, we are still here. Like I was saying earlier, there are new businesses that are coming up and coming up and coming up. I see some of them and I scream through the looking at them on Facebook like, no! Because I know that they're not putting things in order the way it should be in order. From firsthand experience from me owning a business, you see me go through the madness and the process. I was like, you know what? I need a time out. Because this isn't what I thought it was. I thought I was going to show up and put some eggs and flour together.
And that'd be it.
And boom, there it is. Had no idea of all the paperwork, the insurance, and everything that goes on with it. So thank you for coming.
You're welcome.
So
thank you.
let's just have a real quick show for women in business. Please listen to this conversation. This is for you. If you want to get started in your business, please listen to this. This is probably one of the most important steps that you need to do besides get a business name. Okay.
Yes.
So let's go. Insurance, our business insurance, women in business. Oftentimes, us women, when we do get in business, when we decide to get the office, even if you don't have an office, even if you're a real estate agent or if you're a hair salon or whatever you do, having insurance is very, very, very important.
Vital.
Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yes, the insurance should be one of the first steps. Besides, the very first step that you should have is of course, a good business plan. And part of your business plan is going to be having insurance.
Yes.
And discussing what type of needs that you may have beforehand, before an event arises. And then also probably I would suggest reevaluating what type of growth you've had and what future needs might come up within the first 6 months. I have a lot of new businesses that, of course, everyone does it. When they are estimating, they estimate on the low side.
Yes.
3 months, 6 months down the road, your business has changed. Hopefully it's grown. And when it's grown, there's other types of insurance that you're probably going to need and other different aspects of the business that you didn't originally cover. And so when you do get insurance, I would definitely recommend reviewing that within 3 months to 6 months to see if the needs are still being met.
Yes.
But the insurance is definitely important because it protects what you're trying to build. And unfortunately, we do live in a litigious society. So having that insurance there protects you and what you're trying to build as well as your assets. So it's extremely important. And if you're just getting at least the general liability, sometimes you could find that depending on the type of the business that you have, anywhere from $500 a year on up.
Yes.
So depends again, disclaimer, depends again on what type of insurance it is, what type of business that you have. But they typically start off at about $500 a year and go up from there.
Yes.
Definitely worth the price.
Yes.
So I would definitely suggest calling your insurance professional or any insurance professional and reviewing what it is you're trying to achieve, what it is that you're doing, and obtaining that insurance.
Yes. Okay. So for me, you know, being a business owner and also co-owner of a few other businesses, talking with women that are in business, the number one thing that they say is, I can't afford it.
You can't afford to not have it.
Yes.
That is the mentality. everyone should know the first check you write is to your mortgage. The second check that you write is to the insurance company.
Yes.
If you can afford to go into business, insurance must be part of that plan because again, it protects your assets and it protects what you're trying to build. What you don't want, and I've had firsthand experiences with this with customers, they typically call you after an event has happened. That's too late.
Yes.
What you don't want is for something to happen and then you're trying to scramble and figure out how you can protect yourself at that point.
Yes.
When you could have protected yourself for a couple of $100 prior to.
Yes.
You've got to somehow work that in, and that should be part of your business plan, is working that cost into what it is to do a business. So instead of saying, I can't afford it, you have to change that mindset to, I can't afford not to have it.
Yes.
Because anything can happen. And the insurance is there to protect you in case anything does happen.
Yes. So for when we think of insurance, especially like if you're dealing with home insurance, you're thinking home insurance, fire insurance, water damage, anything, you know, any death, especially death. Natural disaster, default to the builder of the home or whatever like that. In business, there are different types of insurance that we have to think about. And I know there's different types of businesses that need different types of needs. Like for me, I'm owning a cafe. I had to have insurance on every single equipment.
Right. Your business, personal property.
Even when I purchased equipment, I still had to pay for the warranties on the equipment. It was like extra $1, sometimes $60, but I still had to pay for that warranty on it.
Right.
So can you just talk about the basics of insurance?
So there's your general liability.
Yes.
Which that would protect, like, for instance, in your cafe, if somebody came in, somebody slipped, somebody falls, somebody got sick off of your food, any of those type of things, any third party.
Food, people, business. Do you hear me? I think let's pause at this real quick, please. I think this is very important.
Extremely.
I see this a lot, and I'm not judging anyone. Trust me, because I've been cooking since I was 14 years old. My first paid event was when I was 14. And I've been cooking professionally for a while. So, and I do understand how we want to expire and cook for people and be chefs and all that. But what I tell people is if you sell food, you have to understand this. When someone gets sick off of your food because you had the wrong temperature or you had an allergy in your food that you didn't disclose to them because the FDA laws, the laws now that you have to disclose what is in your foods.
Right.
Like when I had my bakery, that's why I had signage on the foods because you have to tell them this is made with this, that, or you include it in your title. It is very important when you are cooking food. If someone gets sick and they go to the doctor can easily say, oh, it was off the mayonnaise or spoiled eggs, or, you know, that person was eating a meat and the meat was cold temperature or was reheated twice. You can get sued.
You can. And presented with all those bills.
Yes.
Yes.
So I'm sorry to stop
you're
you
fine.
for that.
You're fine.
But
you're fine.
That is the most crucial thing in my industry, and taking extra precaution and feeding people because there's guaranteed. I'm going to guarantee that there's someone that's going to get sick.
Right.
That's 100% guarantee. It might not be your fault,
right?
But it could be the aftermath or something that they ate that was prepared from you.
Right, right. And so that would be your general liability coverage.
Yes.
That's
Sorry
what I was.
about
No,
that.
you're fine. You're fine.
You can tell that I'm like, check the temperature.
Well, especially when you have employees. When you have
Yes.
employees, you know, you're putting your trust into your employees to ensure that everything is doing to your standards.
Exactly.
So the general liability is It's extremely important because that protects you against third-party suits. The next part is there is your business personal property.
Yes.
So your business personal property covers, obviously, your business personal property or your contents inside, equipment, etc. And then they do have for certain businesses where they can combine those into what's called a business owner's policy.
Okay.
The business owner policies, those are the ones that typically start off at about $500 a year.
All right. Uh-huh.
And that'll be a little package that they have, and they throw in all kinds of little freebies, and they're great. They're fabulous.
Cool. Okay.
For office type, they can even do them for restaurants. You probably had one with your restaurant. It was a business owner's policy.
Yes.
Then they've got the commercial auto. So, and then there's, of course, in California, you're required to have workers' comp. So workers' comp coverage.
You are required to have workers' comp. I know about workers' comp.
Yes. Workers' comp. Please get your workers' comp because you do not want OSHA coming in and you don't want the state coming in.
No, you do not. Trust me, you do not.
And you don't want your employee getting a cut or getting hurt and going to the doctor and them finding out that you have no coverage.
Exactly. Yes.
So
yes, you can't send them to the county. The county is gonna be like, well, where did this happen? Yes, right. It is just. It is a lot. And then you mentioned the auto one as
commercial
well.
Auto.
And we talked about that earlier. I was sharing you my story. I was like, no, you going to have to Uber.
Yes.
You can't ride with me. Yes.
Yes, commercial auto.
Yeah, so you have to be very, very, insurance is another thing. Okay, so, women in business, we gave you a few tips on that, a few things of that. If you have more questions, please contact Chris. She is downtown Stockton, and she you can make an appointment with her and go through a little bit more details on how you can get insurance for your business and what best fits you. Just don't listen to me, because I will talk another hour and it will become a whole nother issue. And the reason why is because I understand this. I've been through this entire process. I've had employees before. I've been through just pretty much everything that we just said. I've been through this. I know people that have been through this, and having insurance is very crucial. If you do not have insurance, pray. And just hope for the best. But I strongly advise you for 2019 to make that a part
of the new year,
your business plan. Yes. Okay, so anything else we should be looking out for 2019? What are some of the trends going on? What are some of the new things? Is there some new laws coming up or something that you could kind of tell us about that we can kind of look out for?
As far as insurance? I would have to look. I would have to look.
Yes.
I would say the very first thing is going to be exactly what we stated, which is going to be reevaluating. If you don't have insurance, getting your insurance. If you do have insurance, reevaluating your insurance.
Yes.
At the end of the year or the end of your policy term, the one thing you don't want to be hit with is a final audit.
Yes.
So a lot of times at the end of the year, it's the best time for you to reevaluate your insurance, reevaluate your needs, reevaluate those things, and discuss it with your insurance broker, your insurance agent. And just to make sure that you've got the adequate coverage that you have. As far as any trends, the only trends that are in insurance is there's always going to be laws that are changing in the insurance industry, and they're going to be more specific in regards to, there may be a law that changes in regards to this particular type of industry or this particular type of policy. Very important that if you have those type of questions that you discuss your specific situation with your current agent or your current broker. But there is definitely, as we're going into more of a cyber world, definitely need to look into some cyber.
Yes.
Especially for those who are utilizing Square Terminal or any of those type of things where you're collecting credit cards information, you're collecting customers' information. You probably need to make sure that you're protecting yourself for breach.
Yes.
So that's definitely something that I would strongly suggest. Directors and officers coverage for anybody who is part of a corporation, big insurance. Excess insurance. A lot of times people don't even have $1 million in coverage. And quite honestly, in today's day and age, that's not even enough coverage.
No. Because people that think about suing you, that's the first thought. Yes. I'm going to get $1 million.
Yes, yes. And so definitely some excess coverage. Let's see what else. Review with your cyber coverage, your directors and officers coverage, professional liability for those who are any type of professional aspect. Definitely need to make sure you've got professional liability, because that is separate from your general liability, and there are a lot of exclusions on your general liability that may not pick up your professional service.
Yes.
So sometimes people think that you have coverage, and there's not under that general liability, because it would actually be considered a professional service.
Yes.
So depending on what the person's business is and depending on what their needs are, definitely get in touch with somebody, reevaluate, see where you are. Be honest with your insurance broker, your insurance agent. If you have somebody that you can trust, you got to know that the good insurance agents and the good insurance brokers are not used car salesmen. That's kind of the thing that I say. I'm not here to try and upsell you on stuff just to make a profit. My sincerest interest is making sure that you're covered for everything that you need.
All right.
And as long as you have somebody who has that interest for you, a lot of times somebody will call this broker, then they'll hang up and get information from this broker, call another broker and get information from this broker, and then call someone because they're trying to get that premium down. But if you have somebody that you can trust and you have somebody that you know that has your particular interest, listen to them, be honest with them. It's based off of your relationship, and that person should truly have your interest at heart. Stick with them.
Yes, I agree with that a lot. And I always say this: it's important to build friendships.
It is,
and then build business deals. Because with friendship comes a strong business deal. And even if you do business with that person, if you can no longer do that business, you could count on that friendship.
Right. Right.
So that's important. Okay, thank you for coming.
You're welcome.
I wanted to say something.
Oh, sure.
Just saying that I'm glad that you had Kristen on as your first guest.
Yes.
Because so we were one of those businesses that were flying by the seat of our pants. And we've been with Kristen since then.
Yeah.
She's been great. So this is not, I don't have to give an endorsement, because I could just tell you my experience.
Yes.
And you know, she calls us when we need to be on top of stuff. There's, you know, and she's helped us out. Even like you know, sometimes we lose track of time, and we were late a few times, and she made sure that you know, our policy stayed on, and that proactiveness and the reminders. We get a reminder, and thank God, thank Kristen. We get the reminders, and I just want to say I'm really happy that we got to get to know you. I'm very happy that you're a locally owned business.
Yes.
Very happy that you're a woman-owned business, and but to me, it's great to be able to work with somebody in our own community that we could, you know, have confidence in. You and I did. I'm gonna be honest. I did go and check other rates, and Kristen had us nailed down. We were doing great with her, and And so I could have got it elsewhere, probably for the same or similar price, but that service wouldn't have been there. It would have been like, you know, I would have to
What's
chat
your number
online.
when you call?
You
What's
know?
your number?
You know, so so we got her on the speed dial, and thank you, Kristen,
You're welcome.
you've been
Thank
great,
you.
and we really appreciate you, and thanks for looking out for us.
Of course.
Yes.
Thank you.
And that's what it's about. That's what I was talking about, building relationships.
Yes.
That people don't understand.
Yeah, exactly.
That building those relationships. And trust me, when I girl, yes, we'll talk. Don't worry about it. So, real quick, Western Ranch Association. Western Ranch
Small Business Networking Group.
All right, let's talk about that real quick.
So, Western Ranch Small Business Networking Group, for those of you that may not know or have not heard about us, is actually a group of small businesses that have come together Not all of us are located out of the Western Ranch community, but our goal is, my belief is the best way that you get out there and market yourself is through what you do in the community and giving back.
Yes. And Western Ranch, I was a part of Western Ranch for like 15 years.
Yes.
It's such a unique community.
Ourselves.
But the thing about us is that we are a part of Stockton,
yes,
but then we're a part of Manteca School District. Right. So we shop in Manteca, we shop in Stockton,
yes,
we shop French Camp, Charter Way.
Yes.
So it's kind of like a little masala kind of community. So I can see how people that actually probably don't live there still a part of the community.
Right.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
And a lot of the stores around our area support a lot of things that go on in the community.
And we have a lot of small business owners that are in Western Ranch.
Yes.
And I try to do business locally, and I try to give back to the community as much as I can. So for me, it just made sense for us to reach out to the small business owners within the Western Ranch community and the surrounding areas and give back to the community. And in doing so, that networks us, because when you think about it, it's all relationships. And when something happens and someone is out there and they're giving out to the community, the first thing you think of is, you know what, so-and-so does such and such.
Yes.
Let me call them. And they become familiar with you through the acts that you do through the community and by getting out there. So that's one of the basis for the creation of the Western Ranch Small Business Networking Group. We do have every 3 months, every 4 months, a open networking party where everybody comes. We bring food and invite the community in to learn about us and just kind of network with each other. We're actually looking at sponsoring some kids in the Western Ranch community to do activities. Okay. So we're trying to support some of those underprivileged kids to go out there and maybe do karate, maybe do football, maybe do cheerleading, maybe do, and we're looking to sponsor probably about, we're hoping for 10 people, but it's going to depend on how much support we're able to get. But those are sort of the things that we try to do in giving back. We also discussed doing a scholarship. We're going to try and do a scholarship for college students. And not much, but I've had 2 kids in college, so I know how even $100, $200 in a scholarship helps, pays for supplies, pays for books. So we're actually going to be contacting some of the local high schools, and one of the qualifications is your parent has to be a small business owner. We're going to be looking for some essays for these kids to write us an essay on why small business is important to the community, because it is.
Yes,
Support your small businesses. And then we're going to select some of those, and we're going to be looking at getting probably about 2 scholarships of maybe about $125 each to students, so that way we can kind of help them out with. So we're very small. Hopefully it will grow and we can do more. But those are sort of the things that we like to do on giving back to the community, is helping our youth, helping anybody who trash cleanup for the park, anything like that we can do to help our community and help it grow and put some more positive vibes out there.
Wow. Okay, then. So look at you, president, CEO, owner.
Yes.
And Don is our honorary woman in business. He took advantage of our services, so thank you.
That's right. That's right. My mama's a woman.
Yes. Okay, so anything coming up 2019 for you?
Yes, I'm expanding.
Yes.
We are we have been approved to do live scan. So we're just waiting on the state.
Okay.
I am officially a DMV registration partner. And we are going to hopefully be taking over the whole downstairs floor of our building. And we've got some other things in mind that we're going to be expanding on. So right now we've got 2 of the offices, the front office, 100, and then my original office, 104. And we'll be doing, like I said, the live scan. We're going to change, hopefully, from the registration services to a DMV business partner.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. And then a couple of other things that I'm still working on that we're going to be offering some additional services to our customers and trying to expand.
Yes. And for those of you who don't know, Christine is located downtown Stockton, right across from the county, the brand new county building.
We're right across from the old courthouse.
The old courthouse.
Our building is actually under construction right now. They are remodeling our entire building. So if you see all of the construction workers, that's my building.
All right. I'm so excited for you.
Thank you.
Okay, so 2019 is going to be a good year.
It is going to be an awesome year.
It is.
It's going to be an awesome year.
So we get the phone and the address and the website information one more time?
Sure. My phone number is 209-948-5707. The office is 229 East Weber Avenue, right across the street from the old courthouse and in between Ziderai and Casa Flores. And the website is www.kkwins.com, which stands for Kristen K. Wilson Insurance.com.
All right. Thank you for coming.
You're very welcome. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being my first guest. Thank you for coming back at the end of the year. I appreciate it. And so we'll be keeping up with one another. Of course we will. We're friends outside of all of this, too.
We are.
So. Yes, so thank you. Chef Tobias Cooks here with The Voice of Stockton. Please log on to The Voice of Stockton, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. Log on to Chef Tobias Cooks Radio. Yes, Chef Tobias Cooks
hit that like
Radio.
page.
Yes, hit the like page, hit the share page, hit the donate page. Please support your small businesses and support public radio. All right, women in business. Have a good
week. Women in business, we rock.
Yes. Yes, for real, on so many levels. You have no idea.
My name is Josh, and you're listening to KXVS, the voice of Stockton, 92.1